Okay, let's get into your reading, Gemini. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Okay, first and foremost, if you see 11s a lot, or the number 1 repeating a lot, this reading really, really is for you. Okay, amongst that, there's going to be other messages as well, but I really feel here that you are a very, very highly spiritual soul. Now, what that means, okay, it doesn't mean that you have to meditate every single day and you have to keep your conscience clear every single day and that you have to be really high vibrational every single day. It just means that as a soul, you are very, very spiritual, whether you do spiritual practices or not. And I want to pause on that, okay? Because it's a genuinely kind distinction to make, because a lot of people carry guilt about not being spiritual enough, not meditating enough, not doing all the practices right. And the reader is lifting that off you completely. Being a spiritual soul, okay, isn't about performance. It isn't a checklist you're failing at. It's about the kind of soul you are, the depth you carry, the way you feel things, the way you sense more than the surface of things. And that's innate. It's who you are, not something you have to earn through daily effort. I really feel that in your past life, you were very, very, very deeply spiritual and or religious, but very, very spiritual. You would always try to do what you could for other people. You were always part of the community. And what was really interesting here is that you would always understand cause and effect, right? Like, oh, if I don't help that person, then, someone else later down the line, when I need help, might not help me. It was very much so the sense of keeping your karma clear, keeping your conscience clear. And I want to sit with that quality for a second, okay? Because it says something about how you move through the world. Even now, even in this life, you're someone who feels the weight of how you treat people, who couldn't be cruel and just shrug it off, who carries a kind of inner accounting of right and wrong that a lot of people simply don't have. And that's not a burden, okay? Though it can feel like one sometimes, it's a mark of a deep soul, because caring about your karma, your conscience, the ripple of your actions means you're awake in a way many aren't. You understand that everything connects, that how you treat one person echoes out, that goodness given comes back around. And the reading is telling you, okay, that this is exactly why something beautiful is returning to you now. The goodness you've put out across this life and maybe others doesn't just vanish, it circles back. And it's circling back toward you in this season as the abundance and love the cards keep showing. And in this lifetime, you again have brought through a lot of those spiritual aspects. I don't feel like you're a bad person. You always try to do what you can for other people. I don't see a lot of ego from what I'm picking up on, which is nice. And I want to sit with that for a second, okay? Because it says something quietly beautiful about you. You're someone who thinks about other people, who tries to do right, who carries a sense of how your actions ripple out, and you do it without ego, without needing credit, without making it about yourself. And that kind of goodness, okay, often goes unrewarded in the moment and unseen. The quiet, decent person rarely gets applause for simply being decent. But the cards are seeing it, naming it, and telling you it's part of why something beautiful is coming toward you now. You just have a really strong sense of independence, individuality, and intuition. And that's literally what it says here. You are very at one with yourself, even if sometimes you don't feel one with yourself. You are very at one with yourself because you have the ability to sit there with your thoughts. Do you know how many people cannot sit there with their thoughts and then they have to distract themselves or they gain addictions and all sorts. A lot of people, how many people just can't, they literally just can't even sit with themselves. They don't even understand themselves. They don't know themselves. And I want to name what a genuine strength that is, okay? The ability to sit with yourself. Because in a world built to distract you, it's rarer than ever. Most people, the second they're alone with their thoughts, reach for a screen, a scroll, a noise, anything to avoid the discomfort of just being with themselves. And the fact that you can sit with yourself, okay, means you actually know yourself. You faced your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own company, and not run from them. And that self-knowledge is the foundation of everything solid you'll ever build. Because you can't build a real life or real love on a self you don't even know. You have a very strong sense of yourself. Whether you feel sad right now, or whether you feel happy right now, or whatever you have been through in the past, or with trauma, you do have a very strong sense of yourself, and you have a strong sense of how you want to be towards other people. You have a lot of individuality, and you should be really proud of that, because what I see coming through for you is really beautiful. Okay, so if you see a lot of 11 to 11s, it means that your manifestations are much closer than you can imagine. The things that you want in your life are coming your way. I think it's really beautiful to see that the creative cards, because we have here some very creative cards, okay? A lot of you have been creative. You've been drawing, painting, and perhaps you've been putting a lot of effort and channeling it into a business or into music or writing. And there's a lot of creativity that I see here. And absolutely right now is the time to be creative. Okay, being creative opens up a few different things for you. First of all, your spiritual side, your aura, it starts to glow. Second of all, it really helps with your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is full of passion, fire, creativity, and this also helps to attract love into your life, not just obviously from a romantic partner, but also in regards to projects and things that you are very, very interested in. Also, strangers can be nicer towards you. You can start to build more intimate friendships, intimate love. Very good also for sort of more of that sensual energy when it comes to intimacy with a partner. And basically, it really lifts up your energy. And I want to draw out why creativity does all of that, okay? Because it might sound almost too good. Like, how can drawing or writing attract love and open doors? But there's something real underneath it. When you create, okay, you come alive, you light up, you get into a state of flow and joy and self-expression where you're fully yourself, fully engaged, fully glowing, and that aliveness is magnetic. People are drawn to someone who's lit up from the inside, who's doing what they love, who's radiating that creative fire. So it's not magic exactly, okay? Or maybe it is, but it works because a creative, expressed, alive version of you naturally draws people, opportunities, and love toward your light. So it says here, be creative, do things that are creative, organizing your home, color coordinating things, if that's something you enjoy. Basically, finding channels of creativity is amazing right now. If you want to open your own business, if you want to make things and sell things, this is your time. I feel like it is something you've thought about, but you've been unsure about. This is your calling. And I want to speak right to that hesitation, okay? The thing you've thought about, but been unsure about. Because that specific combination, a real desire paired with real fear, is almost always pointing at something important. Because we don't get nervous, okay? about things that don't matter to us. The fear is there precisely because it matters, because it's close to your heart, because it would mean something to actually do it. The dream you keep circling back to, but keep talking yourself out of, is usually the one that's actually yours. And the reader is being direct with you, okay? This is your calling, not a maybe, not a someday, a calling. So the unsureness isn't a sign to stop. It's just the fear that stands guard in front of everything that's genuinely worth doing. It really says here, step out of your comfort zone. Okay, you already are out of your comfort zone, right? A lot of you are. You feel sometimes unsure about where you are in your life. You're not sure whether you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And let me just tell you, you got this. This artistic expression, okay, grow in your creative and communication skills. Absolutely. Okay, that is exactly what I mentioned right there. Domestic tranquility. Then we've got here domestic tranquility. The card suggests a desire for long-term security and a harmonious existence. Everything that you do here, creativity, really helps you also with this element here, especially in regards to your home life. It helps you within yourself. You feel an independent sense of self away from someone else. And that's really, really important. So, really putting yourself into your hobbies, into creativity, it allows you to do things that you don't need other people to do things with. This is very much so like an independent thing. And in that, your heart chakra opens as well, and more opportunities come your way. And I want to sit with that phrase, okay, an independent sense of self away from someone else, because it's a really healthy and important thing the cards are pointing to. Because it's easy, especially if you've been lonely, to make your whole sense of self about other people, about being wanted, chosen, partnered. But the reading is guiding you, okay, toward a self that stands on its own, a you that's whole and content and fulfilled independently through your own creativity, your own hobbies, your own inner life. And paradoxically, that independent, self-sufficient you is exactly the one that draws the right people in. So that's what I see here, is that you're going to be doing a lot of things, okay? Especially if you are doing your own business, it can bring you long-term stability. And I think that's amazing. I'm so excited for you. I really am. Self-expression and spirituality. So we've got here self-expression and spirituality. You are free and ready to express yourself spiritually at the moment. So express yourself, okay? This is the time right now for expression through spiritual practices, through creative things, growing your own business, doing things that you really enjoy. This is a time right now. This is your time to do things where you don't always need other people around you, okay? Especially if you're by yourself right now and you feel like, oh, I don't really have friends. I don't really have people around me. Do things like this, okay? You will be so surprised as to how other areas of your life, suddenly the doors start to open in those other areas. It's going to be exciting. And I want to speak gently to that, okay? I don't really have friends. I don't really have people around me, because I know for some of you that lands on a real ache, and I don't want to rush past it. But here's what the reading is offering, okay? Which is genuinely hopeful. It's not telling you to go out and desperately search for people. It's telling you to pour into yourself, your creativity, your interests, your own inner world. And that as you do, almost as a side effect, the right people start appearing. The doors open in areas you weren't even pushing on. Because when you're lit up doing what you love, okay, you naturally end up around others who love the same things. And connection built on that is real and it lasts. So the loneliness isn't solved by chasing people. It's solved by becoming so engaged with your own life that the right people are drawn into it. Number 20, strength, awareness, and sensitivity. Number 20, strength, awareness, and sensitivity. You are a master of relationships, teamwork, and diplomacy. This is really, really powerful because you are a master of relationships, teamwork, and diplomacy. This is going to come your way, which means you don't have to go running and chasing after people. The right people are actually going to come into your life and stay in your life. You don't need to go running and chasing. No, you do not. Okay. This basically means, do you live through your creative and spiritual side and self? Do things that make you feel happy in life, and your relationships will start to flourish in the sense that people that are on the same page as you will actually come into your life and stay in your life, whether they are friends or a lover or a partner, they will come into your life. So a lot of you, it feels like you've kind of been on your own, but you like your own space, and that's completely fine, right? Sometimes when we like our own space, it can be very peaceful, very tranquil, and that gives you a lot of zen. But at the same time, you don't want to feel alone, right? You don't want to feel lonely. But I'm telling you, when you channel your energy into these things, people are naturally going to come to you. And I want to honor that tension, okay? Because the reader named it so accurately. You like your own space, and it genuinely brings you peace, and yet you don't want to be lonely. Both of those are true at once, and they're not a contradiction because there's a difference, okay, between chosen solitude and painful loneliness. Solitude is restful. It's the peace of your own company. Loneliness is the ache of wanting connection and not having it. And the beautiful thing the reading is promising is that you get to keep the first while the second gets healed. You don't have to give up your peaceful solitude, okay, to have connection. The right people will actually add to your peace, not disturb it. People on the same wavelength who get your need for space, who feel like home rather than like effort. People that are like-minded, people that are, similar to you or on the same wavelength as you and the same page as you. These are the type of people that are going to come into your life. Okay, so it's not just about romantic connection here. I'm seeing platonic connection. I'm seeing romantic connection. I'm seeing familial connection. I'm seeing connection with the self. It's beautiful. All these different connections that you're building, the most important one being with yourself first. The rest come and follow after. Because when you are one with yourself and you feel content within yourself and you feel abundant within yourself, everything else just falls into your lap. And I really feel that for a lot of you, and I want to underline that order, okay? Yourself first, and the rest follow, because it's the quiet key to this whole reading. It's not selfish. It's the opposite. When you're at war with yourself, empty, disconnected from who you are, you tend to attract chaos and mismatched people into that emptiness. But when you're content within yourself, okay, settled, whole, abundant on the inside, you naturally draw people and situations that match that peace. Like attracts like. So the work of becoming content within yourself isn't you hiding from connection. It's you becoming the kind of settled soul that the best connections are drawn to. The moon. We've got the moon here as well. Now the moon tells me that not everything is as it seems, and it can go one or two ways, right? And the moon, okay, shows a path winding between two towers into the distance, a dog and a wolf howling up at it, a crayfish emerging from the water, the moon itself with a face half hidden. And it's the card of the subconscious, of intuition, of things not yet fully seen, of the fog you have to feel your way through rather than see through. And I want to give you the reassuring read on the moon, okay? Because in a reading this bright, it's not a warning card. It's an invitation to trust yourself. The moon says not everything is as it seems, which means don't take the surface of things at face value right now. And don't panic if something feels unclear or foggy, because the moon's real message, okay, is that your intuition sees what your eyes can't. When the path is dim, when you can't see the whole way forward, your inner knowing still senses the direction. And this whole reading has been telling you how strong your intuition is, how at one with yourself you are. So the moon is simply saying, trust that, feel your way. You know more than you think you do. Remember what I said? Do these things, and you'll start to find that the doors in your life start to open. Romantically, friendship-wise, business-wise, money-wise, things will start flowing to you when you literally are doing this for yourself. So that's obviously really, really powerful and very beautiful. Money is going to flow into your life. Love is also going to come together in your life. The romantic relationship, I see a romantic relationship which is actually very fulfilling. It's got this family-like energy, a lot of happiness, and a real sense of completion in regards to your romantic relationship life. So that's an area that's going to come together for you in time. Do not doubt it. And I want to draw out those specific words, okay? Family-like energy, a real sense of completion, because they describe a very particular kind of love, and it might be exactly what you've been quietly wanting. Because family-like, okay, doesn't mean dramatic or intense in the anxious way. It means safe. It means belonging. It means the kind of love where you can fully relax, where you're accepted as you are, where being together feels like coming home rather than performing or walking on eggshells. And completion, okay, the sense of completion speaks to that feeling of a missing piece finally fitting. Not that you're incomplete without a partner. The whole reading has said you become whole within yourself first. But that on top of your own wholeness, this love adds a completion, a settledness, a sense of yes, this is what I was walking toward. But definitely I see here a lot of success, especially with work, money, business. The Seven of Cups, we also see as well with the Seven of Cups, you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of goals. There's a lot of things that you feel you want in this lifetime. Those things are not going to stay a fantasy forever because they are going to come together, okay? And the Seven of Cups, okay, shows a figure gazing at 7 cups floating in the clouds, each holding a different vision, a treasure, a wreath, a figure, a dragon. And it's the card of dreams and possibilities, of many visions floating in the imagination, waiting to be chosen and made real. 6 + 1 is technically the 7 of Cups. It's going to manifest in reality that you have this full, beautiful cup that is overflowing with love, abundance, and joy, and opportunities. And I love the way the reader read that, okay, because the 7 of Cups is usually about dreams, staying up in the clouds, just visions, just fantasy. But here it's flipped. The message is those dreams are coming down out of the clouds and into reality, not staying a fantasy forever, but manifesting, becoming solid, becoming yours. The 6 of Cups, and also 6 of Cups, you have really great relationships that are going to unfold in your life as well. And the 6 of Cups, okay, shows 2 children in a peaceful garden, one tenderly handing the other a cup filled with flowers. an old-fashioned sweetness to the whole gentle scene. And it's the card of pure, innocent, warm-hearted connection, of love and friendship that feels safe and genuine and kind. So if you see 11 to 11 a lot, it's basically telling you that you are a mirror for what is going to come your way. So right now, if you feel like, oh, I don't want to really do anything, I can't really be bothered, or I hate life, you attract that similar vibration in your life and you keep getting it, right? So what I would suggest is express yourself, be creative, okay? And that energy attracts that energy. It really attracts, trust me. It opens up your heart chakra, and in turn, it brings you what you want. So 11 to 11, it mirrors, right? So when you see it, just know that you're mirroring energy. And I want to be honest and balanced about the mirror idea, okay? Because it's powerful, but I don't want it to become a weight. The mirror principle doesn't mean that if you have a hard day or feel low, you've ruined everything and attracted bad things. You're human. Low days happen and they're allowed. What it means, okay, more gently, is that your general overall energy tends to draw more of itself. So it's not about policing every feeling. It's about where you can, tending your inner state, doing the things that lift you, creating, expressing, because a lifted, expressed, engaged energy genuinely does pull more good toward you over time. The Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups. That doesn't mean that you don't need to be emotional or that you shouldn't feel anything. Try to understand how special your strengths and weaknesses truly are, right? Because your weaknesses can be strengths. And the Queen of Cups has the most powerful cup in tarot, which I think is so, so beautiful. And the Queen of Cups, okay, sits on a throne at the edge of the sea, holding an ornate closed cup that she gazes into with total tenderness. And she is the most emotionally deep, compassionate, intuitive card in the deck. A woman completely at home with her own feelings. And I want to sit with that line, okay? Your weaknesses can be strengths because it's one of the most freeing truths there is. The very things you might see as weaknesses, your sensitivity, your depth of feeling, the way you feel everything so strongly, are exactly what the Queen of Cups holds as her greatest power. Because your sensitivity, okay, isn't a flaw to fix. It's the source of your compassion, your intuition, your ability to connect deeply, to understand people, to create things that move others. The world may have told you you're too sensitive, too emotional, too much. The Queen of Cups says that depth is a superpower and it's time to hold it as one. So yeah, spiritual energy. This is Neptune, okay? Neptune is the most spiritual planet in the solar system. So we do have that energy, which is really beautiful. Just keep putting yourself first and taking care of yourself. The Two of Wands. And honestly, Two of Wands showed lots of opportunities flowing your way. You're not going to be opportunity-less, and I think that's the really powerful thing. Opportunities will keep flowing your way, and the Two of Wands, okay, shows a figure standing on a castle rampart, holding a small globe of the world in one hand, a wand in the other, gazing out over the land and sea toward the horizon. And it's the card of vision, of planning your expansion, of standing in what you've built, and looking out at the much bigger world you're about to step into. Two of Wands shows opportunities are endless. So many beautiful opportunities are going to come your way. Do not even doubt it. Do not doubt it. And I want to name what a gift that word endless is, okay? Opportunities are endless because it kills one of the quietest fears there is. The fear of the missed chance. The fear that there was one door and it closed and now you've lost your shot. But endless opportunities, okay? means there is no single door. There's a whole horizon of them, one after another. And if you miss one, another is already on its way. So you can relax the desperate grip, the fear of getting it wrong. Because with endless opportunities coming, you have room to choose, to try, to even fail, and still have plenty of chances left. And before I close this out, I want to leave a few things to actually hold on to, okay? The first, you are a deeply spiritual, self-aware soul loves. Someone who tries to do good, carries no ego, and can actually sit with yourself, which most people can't. That self-knowledge is the foundation everything beautiful is about to be built on. The second, creativity and self-expression are your keys right now. The creative cards, the self-expression card, and the domestic tranquility card all said the same thing. Pour into your art, your business, your hobbies, your own inner life, and watch every other door, love, money, friendship, open in response. The third, the right people and the real love come to you, not through chasing. The Strength card, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Romantic Relationship card all promised it. A fulfilling, family-like love, true like-minded friendships, connection on every level, arriving as you become content within yourself first. And I want to answer why this reached you now, okay? Because you've maybe been feeling a little alone, a little unsure, wondering if you were on the right path, whether the things you dream about would ever be more than dreams. And they will, okay? And the universe wanted you to know that the way forward isn't to chase or force anything, but to turn toward your own light, your creativity, your self-expression, your spiritual depth, and let everything else be drawn to that. I don't get the creative cards, the domestic tranquility card, the self-expression card, the Strength card, the Moon, the Seven of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Wands, all telling the same story of a spiritual soul blooming into abundance by accident. This is already clear, okay? You're a highly spiritual, self-aware soul with strong intuition and no ego. The creative card said now is your time to create, express, and maybe build your own business. The domestic tranquility and self-expression cards confirmed long-term security and a strong independent self. The Strength card said the right people come to you without chasing. The Moon said trust your intuition through the fog. The Seven of Cups said your dreams leave fantasy and become real. The Six of Cups and Queen of Cups promised warm connection and honored your sensitivity as a strength. And the Two of Wands confirmed endless opportunities flowing your way. So let me lay this all out one final time, okay? Slowly, so it actually settles. You are a deeply spiritual, intuitive, self-aware soul, okay? Someone genuinely good, genuinely independent, who knows themselves in a way most people never do. And right now is your creative season, your time to express yourself, make your art, maybe build your own business, pour into your own life. Because as you do, your aura glows, your energy lifts, and every other door begins to open. And the connection you long for comes to you through that love, friendship, family-like, fulfillment, like-minded people who come and stay, all drawn to you as you become content and whole within yourself first. And the dreams you've been holding aren't staying fantasies, they're manifesting, with endless opportunities flowing your way, so you never have to chase, beg, or doubt again. One message: turn toward your own light, and watch everything you want turn toward you. So this is your reading, loves. If it resonates, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Moonveil Tarot and let me know in the comments which card hit home for you. I genuinely read every comment, even the ones I can't always reply to individually. Your story becomes part of the reason this reading keeps finding the next person who needs it. Wherever you're watching this from, okay, I want you to actually feel this settle in before you go. You have maybe spent a while, okay, feeling a little on the outside of things, a little unsure, a little alone, wondering if the depth you carry, the sensitivity, the dreams were ever going to lead somewhere. And this reading found you, okay, to tell you that all of it, the spiritual depth, the sensitivity, the ability to be alone with yourself, the quiet goodness, the unspoken dreams are not weaknesses or things to fix. They're the very ingredients of the beautiful life that's opening up for you. So turn toward what lights you up, okay? Make the thing, start the business, express yourself, pour into your own life with everything you have, and watch with real wonder as the love, the people, the money, the opportunities, and the whole beautiful future come turning one by one toward your light. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.